Okay, here's a Megahive. Here's my big old hive. It's 12 boxes deep, tall, 3 deeps. And about to go in. I just want you to see all the bees in here. I really can't hold the camera and work with the hive too well, but as you can see on there, the bees are going crazy. But anyway, here we go. This is the top box. So there's quite a few bees in there. Now this box is actually pretty much full of honey. I rearranged it last week a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to get into this and then I'll show you what I have when I get it laid out. Okay, I got the first 2 boxes off. As you can see, they're pretty much completely full of honey. It's hard to see from here, but the top one looks the same. So those 2 are mostly, if not completely full of honey. This one, 3rd box down. This frame looks like it's not quite full. But yeah, it's got some honey in it. Look. Mostly full, we just gotta get it capped. Next frame over, looks like most of the frames are full of honey. This side's capped, so this one's basically, I'm gonna flip this one around and we'll cap it. We'll cap it for you. Look at the one on the far side over there. Yeah, it looks like the inside of that one's capped too. Hard to do one-handed. Size like the other end was. I'm going to flip it around as well. Put it down in there. Okay, maybe let me get one of these Pureco frames out and see how it looks. Yeah, look at that pretty honey. Capped. So we got some honey harvesting to do here before long. Okay, so the top 3 boxes are full of honey. I'll turn it off for a while. Okay, once again it's May 2nd. Top 3 boxes pretty much full of capped honey, ready to harvest. The next 2, not much going on. This is from the top down. And last week I actually moved these up. They were down near the base. So this last one down, they're starting to put a little bit of nectar in there. It's pretty much drawn out. And this one right here, you can see all the bees. Looks like they got something going on in this one. So this was actually the first empty super I added with new foundation back on, I think, January 31st. And a lot of the other boxes had drawn out comb in them already. Yeah, looks like we got some. Yeah, they just got stung on my arm. Yeah, look how pretty that is. This one looks like it's about ready to harvest a lot of this super. I won't go through the whole thing, but obviously they're filling it up, so that's good. Okay, I'm about to put this thing back together. I'm going to check. We got 3 deeps, a blue one and 2 white ones. This is an empty foundation I put. I'm going to see if they started drawing that one out. I put that one on last week. The reason I broke into this again today was because I know some eggs in this one. This one had been the one that was the first one down. Wanted to make sure they hadn't made any queen cells, but they haven't. So they're just going to hatch that brood out and then hopefully fill this up with honey. See here. That was all eggs last week, but it's, it's too late now for them to make a queen out of it. So sometimes if you put a barrier between the queen and the upper part of the box, they can make another queen, but they didn't. So we're in good shape. I'm not even going to break into the brood boxes today. I am going to check this next box down and see how they're drawing it out. And I can just, let's see, let me go ahead and do this now. Yeah, they haven't done much at all in this one, so From what I understand from Tim Ives, see, they're just barely starting to put a little bit on there. Tim Ives, you know, if you put a box of empty foundation, it can serve almost like a queen excluder. Keep her out of the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave that one alone. Put the one we just took off back. The one right there, that was the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 box up. It's full of capped honey. I'm going to put it up near the top. These 3 right here that are just kind of drawn comb, not much honey in these, we're going to put them down just above this barrier here, this new foundation. And we'll put all the capped honey on the top, so that'll be 4 boxes completely full, pretty much of capped honey ready to harvest in the next week or 2. Hopefully I'll have another box or 2, but I'm going to try to harvest either next week or the following week and get some of this honey out of here. Anyway, pretty exciting stuff. I'm going to stack it back up and be done with my bees for today. This hive's doing well. It's just exciting to me how well it's done. Anyway, May 2nd, in my backyard in Dothan, Alabama. This is my big hive. I'm using Tim Ives method on, or at least trying to, and it seems to be working so far. That's all. Okay, it's May 2nd. We've got her back together now. See the bottom 3 deeps. This one right here. 4th one up. Really new comb. Foundation very little drawn out. Next one up is drawn out. They're actually putting some honey. There's a little capped honey in that next one up. Number 5 up there, just below the blue box. But there's also some brood. Some eggs that were present last week when I did the inspection, so no queen cells, so we're good. The next 3, I believe that first blue one does have some honey coming in there. It's just not ready yet. It's not starting to put in. The other 2 are blue ones are pretty much just a drawn comb. The top 4 are basically ready to harvest, except the very top box. I noticed before I put it on there that there's a couple of frames near the outside on each side, I think, that maybe aren't capped, may not be quite full of honey or capped, but I'm not taking it apart to put it down lower. So my plans are to harvest in about 2 weeks, either next weekend, probably 2 weekends from now, and we'll see what we come up with. I'm excited about this hive. It's been a lot of fun. This hive started back on January 31st. It had the bottom box, a queen excluder, and then 2 medium supers on there. It was packed with bees. I started adding boxes trying to do it as Tim Ives would do it, and I think it's working out okay. One thing that Tim told me is real important. I noticed some bearding on this hive a few weeks back. He said it's important to have a top entrance. So what I did, I put just a little wedge, a piece of plastic in there, something I found, and raised it up maybe about a 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch on the corner. So the bees going in and out of there. It just provides better ventilation. And this box right here just happened to have a hole where there was a knot. And once they get everything regulated, they'll start using that again. They've been using that quite a bit going in and out of there. So anyway, that's my inspection for today. That's how it's going. I don't plan on breaking this thing down again unless something crazy happens. Probably for 2 weeks, at least 1 week if I harvest next week. But it's probably going to be 2 weeks when I'm going to harvest. I'm not going to break it down again until I decide to harvest. There's plenty of space in there for the bees. There are a lot of bees, but I think we're in good shape. Once again, this is my backyard hives, using the Tim Ives method. I like to call it I call it my Megahive, and it's pretty much it's been a fun adventure for me, and I'm curious to see how this thing goes for the rest of the year. I'm also curious to see how much honey I get out of this thing in a couple of weeks. I'm guessing at least 120 pounds or more. So probably more than that, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, it's been fun. Over and out.